Very good evening, everyone. So, we'll be starting off with the business session for today. So, first update is a very important update. So, 20th Feb, we are planning to have a club contest, that is international speech contest and the evaluation contest. So, those who want to participate, please give your names to the Vice President of Education, Toastmaster Sanjana. And to take part in the international speech contest, there is one condition. You should have finished level 2 from your pathways. And for evaluation session, there is no condition as such, anybody can participate. Coming to the second update, that is from the Vice President of Education side. So for the next week, we have 3 speakers, slots have been booked by distinguished Toastmaster Sushma, Toastmaster Suprabha and Toastmaster Ajay. Remaining roles are open, that is individual evaluator, GE, MC and table topic master. Anybody interested, please contact Toastmaster Sanjay. Sergeant, you can take over.
A very good evening to all of our Toastmasters and dear guests. How many of us here make ledger accounts on a regular basis? I'm sure all of us do it knowingly or unknowingly. As soon as we see someone, the first thing we do is ledger in our mind. What can we do that is debit? What can we get that is credit? Instead of doing ledger accounts in our brain of what we can get, what we can do is what value we can add to others. Only when we have good and positive intention towards others, that's when we receive good things. It might not happen immediately, but as they tell, good things take time. Like how they tell what goes around comes around. When we practice peaceful things, only then we receive peaceful things. We can start implementing that right now. That is to keep our phones on silent mode or switch off mode, and I will be giving 5 seconds to do so. To take this meeting forward, I would want to call the President who has completed BCom and is working in PwC. He is a dog lover and is a passionate traveler. So can we please welcome Toastmaster Gaurav.
A very good evening to all the Toastmasters and dear guests. So I see a few guests present today, so I request the guests to please stand up where you are seated and please introduce yourself to how you got to know about Toastmasters.
Good evening everyone, my name is Prajwal. I am studying in BMS College of Engineering. I get to know about Toastmaster by my friend.
Hi, this is Nitish Kumar. I am currently studying in BMS College of Engineering as a third year mechanical engineering student. I have got to know Toastmaster from one of my friends named as Samir.
I'm Toastmaster. I'm not new to Toastmasters. I'm a Toastmaster, and I'm from a very legendary club, the Garden City Toastmasters Club. And whose mentors? Some of the mentors of this club are from Garden City. So they told me to go and practice evaluation here, and that's what brings me to my call.
Welcome all the guests, and I hope you to become a member one day. I request Toastmaster me to read out the minutes of the meeting number 1196.
Good evening everyone. Here are the minutes of meeting number 1196 held on 16th of January 2023. Theme, roller coaster, word of the week, myriad. The business session started at 6:31 p.m. and was chaired by President Toastmaster Gaurav. In the business session, the following point was addressed. The Vice President Education, Toastmaster Sanjana, mentioned that all Tab G and MTG roles were open for the next meeting. Interested members were requested to contact her for the same. The regular meeting started at 6:33 p.m. Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Sharanya Prasad started the meeting with an introduction about the theme and later handed over the charge to President Toastmaster Gaurav. President Toastmaster Gaurav opened the meeting, spoke on the theme and introduced the Master of Ceremonies Toastmaster Jayanti. Master of Ceremonies Toastmaster Jayanti spoke on the theme and introduced the following role takers: Timer Toastmaster Suprabha, Accounter Toastmaster Sai Priya, Grammarian Toastmaster Vijay Upendra, PP Evaluator Toastmaster Ramakrishna. The prepared speech session had the following speeches. Speaker 1 Toastmaster Ujjwal S. Kumar, attempting level 1 project 2, evaluated by Toastmaster Shiva Prasad. Speaker 2 Sushma Krishnan DTM, attempting level 2 project 1, evaluated by Toastmaster Ravi Kumar. Speaker 3 Toastmaster Raghunandana, attempting level 1 project 2, evaluated by Toastmaster Raja. The table topic session was conducted by Toastmaster Jyoti Rao and had 10 speakers in total. The general evaluation was conducted by Toastmaster Pavani CR. The Director of Division C District 121 DTM Udanka presented the club with a ribbon for the Fast 5 award to President Toastmaster Gaurav. The winners of the week were Best Prepared Speaker Toastmaster Ujjwal, Best Evaluator Toastmaster Shiva Prasad, Best Table Topic Speaker Toastmaster DTM AK Prabhakara, Best Role Taker Tab G Toastmaster Suprabha, Best Role Taker MTG Toastmaster Jayanti. The President closed the meeting at 8:34 p.m. which was followed by National Anthem. Thank you and back.
Is there any changes for the previous memo? If not, I open meeting 1197. A very good evening to all the Toastmasters and dear guests. When I listen to Boomerang, it brings me of my childhood memory. So when I was a kid, I'd been to my cousin's house, and he had this boomerang which was made out of wood. It was like very solid, very hard, and it was very strong as well. So he took me to terrace and he told me, just throw it. I was in an assumption, if I throw anyhow, it's gonna come back to me. With full force I threw, it didn't come back, it flew. It flew so hard, it just fell in some neighbor's house, and we were in searching where it fell. So then I realized boomerang is not, that's not how it's supposed to work. If you just throw it, won't come back. If you throw it at one particular angle, if you throw at one particular pace, that's how it's going to come back towards you. I'm like, this is too much of physics. I don't want to get into this boomerang thing. So this is what actually happens in life as well. You know, how you treat people, how you take care of people reflects back on you. Your life is a reflection of you. What you give and what you get in return is all interconnected. Like when it comes to having a peace of mind, or when it comes by choosing a right person to hang out with, by choosing right friends, or choosing a right platform to work, it all depends on what you choose and how people treat you. That is the basic understanding of life is like a boomerang. But if I say how life is like a boomerang, from my childhood I used to always think if you work harder, the success is gonna knock on your door. Then I came to 10th standard. Then that common dialogue from everybody, you're at the turning point of your life. Start working hard, start studying every day, make sure you don't miss any of the topic, give your best, score good marks, and then you're gonna get into a very nice college. So I truly followed it. I started studying every day. I started studying each and every subject. I didn't even miss one page in a book. I started studying, and when tests came, when exams came, I didn't score that well. According to my expectations, I didn't score that well. Then I started getting irritated, and I'm like, every same exam, same thing is happening. I'm studying every day, I'm studying each and every subject, but still I'm not able to score well. Then I have a friend who studies 1 week before advance, and he scores more than me. I'm like, what is your secret? You eat that chaman brush that Baba gives you or something. He tells me, no, I'll give you a small smart secret. I'm like, okay, what is it? So he tells me he doesn't study everything. So if you look at an exam paper, there'll be few sections. So if you look at the sections, you'll know which is more important in the portions. So he used to focus on that important portions, and he just used to study that. And the remaining he just used to ignore. Then I'm like, it's a very nice idea. Then I realized working hard doesn't knock on your door. If you work smarter, that knocks on your door. Even a donkey works harder. So what I'd say is that boomerang is like your hard work or smart work. The way you throw it, the success is gonna get back to you. If you throw it very hard, it's gonna fly away. If you throw it smarter, it's gonna come back. So this gave me a realization that, working hard is good, but if you work smarter, then opportunity knocks on your door and success knocks on your door. So to take this meeting forward, I'd like to introduce the master of ceremonies for the day. She is a BCom graduate and she is a passionate mandala artist. She loves music and dance, and that is one of her go-to therapy, and she is a movie freak. With a huge round of applause, please let me welcome Toastmaster Parmi.
Recall a moment when you were standing at the edge of a cliff and called out in the distance. You heard an echo from far away coming back to you. This is how it feels at times when the energy you put into the world seems to come back to you twofold or threefold in magnitude. Call it the boomerang. A very happy evening to all the fellow Toastmasters and my esteemed guests. A few weeks ago, when we played the game Secret Santa, few of them got the gift they liked, few of them did not like the gift which they got. But in my case, my Secret Santa was not present at all. At that moment, I was completely unhappy and disheartened, as everyone were enjoying their gifts, but I just told myself, if not today, I will get it another day. And then, finally, after a week, my Secret Santa surprised me with the gift. When I received the gift, everyone else were more curious than me to know what I got. And when I unwrapped my gift, that very moment, I realized it was worth all the wait. I got back what I gave in threefold magnitude, because I had given a note, a journal and a candle, and in return I received the same, including a favorite chocolate of mine as well. And I was very grateful for what I got. From that day, you get what you give is etched in my heart and would stick with me for the rest of my life. Life gives back what you give at some point in time, but it may not be from the same person or may not be the same thing that you had given. But you will definitely get back what you gave in one form or the other. This is called the law of boomerang. We think we cannot influence the circumstances or final outcomes, but it's all connected. You need to know what boomerangs to throw and how you throw them. If the boomerangs are thrown the right way, from the right place and with the right intention, they will hit targets and yield good results down the line. In the same way, in the year 1924, a gentleman whom I believe knew the law of boomerang and with the right intention to yield good results, Ralph C. Smedley started Toastmasters at YMCA Santana, California. There are 282,000 plus members across 144 countries in 14,800 plus clubs. Mekon Communication Club is one such successful club which was started on 1st May 1999. A typical Toastmasters meeting consists of 3 sessions. First being the prepared speech session, where the speakers get time to prepare for a speech and on a subject of their choice as per the guidelines of the manual. Second being the table topic session, where the members are chosen randomly and given a topic to which they have to respond for a minute or 2. Lastly, the general evaluation session, where the prepared speech speakers, evaluators and the proceedings of the meeting will be evaluated by the general evaluator. For an effective meeting, we have set of role takers. I request all the role takers to explain their roles as and when I call out your names. Firstly, let us have the timer Toastmaster Sharani.
A very good evening, everyone. Life is like a boomerang, but it's not the same case with the time. Once it's gone, it will never come back like a boomerang. As a timer, my main role is to keep track of time, ensure the importance of time and how effectively and efficiently we can use it in the given stipulated period. I will be timing the prepared speech session, the table topic speakers and the individual evaluators. So for the first session, that is the prepared speech session, we have 2 speakers today. The first one is the icebreaker, so it is between 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 5 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. And at 6 minutes, I will raise the red card. The second speech is between 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I will raise the red card. The next session is the table topic session. The table topic speakers should limit their remark to not more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will raise the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I will be raising the red card. The next session is the individual evaluation session, which should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I will be raising the red card. I will be submitting my report when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharani. Now can we have Toastmaster Lakshmi, who will be the grammarian.
So let's start with a simple sentence. Some people find inspiration in cooking their families and their dogs. What? That didn't sound very convivial, did it? So let's try again with a small punctuation this time. Some people find inspiration in cooking their families and their dogs. Did that sound better? That is the role of grammar. So, as your grammarian today, I will be making note of the good and not so good uses of the English language. In other words, I will not judge people based on their race, creed, religion or color, but I will judge based on punctuation, sentence formation, sentence structure and grammar and the use of good language. The word of the day today is convivial, meaning friendly, cheerful or jovial. Usage is, an example of usage is, regardless of the grumpy image he portrays, my dealing with him is convivial. So I will give my report at the end when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you and back.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lakshmi. Next, can we have Toastmaster Shiva, who will be the accountant.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. Very good evening to my fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I will be playing the role of an R counter today, which means that my job is to record the R's, crutch words, overused, repeated words which are unnecessary that come up during a speech. As the MC says, life is like a boomerang. Let us hope the crutch words don't keep coming back into your speeches like a boomerang. I'll begin my report during the general evaluation. Back to you, Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shiva. Lastly, we have the PP evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Vijay Upendra.
Thank you, MC. Good evening, Toastmasters. Welcome guests. To follow some smooth meetings and all, we have to follow some etiquette. First being not to talk on sex, religion and politics. That's point number 1. Point 2, exit and entry should be during applause. Third one, whenever a speaker is speaking here, I request audience not to look into their mobiles. Look at the speaker so that you are encouraging the speaker. I will give my report during general evaluation. Thank you and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay Upendra. Let us now quickly commence the first session, that is the prepared speech session. We have 2 speakers for today. Before I call upon the first speaker, I would like to call the evaluator Toastmaster Balaji AS to read out the project guidelines.
Firstly, excuse me for setting my hair. I forgot about the handshake. I just had a hair wash, so we're good. So for the speech today, firstly, a very good evening. The purpose of this speech is for the speaker to understand her style of communication, either share a few instances of how she's used her communication within the interpersonal skills that she's holding, or maybe different instances where she's picked up something and she wants to share the same. The speaker for this speech could be humorous, could sound informative, or could choose a style of her own. So, wishing a very all the best to the speaker. I'll give it back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Balaji. Our first speaker is a passionate public speaker, is a life coach, and she is the co-founder of High Performance Alchemy. The speaker is attempting level 2 project 2 with the speech title, Does Communication Also Have a Style? Does Communication Also Have a Style? Please help me welcome DTM Sushma with a huge round of applause.
Have you ever seen a volcano turning into ice? Well, I have. Dear Toastmasters and guests, this volcanic reference is with regard to an incident that happened during my engineering days. I had a lecturer who was taking microprocessor for us. She was very knowledgeable, very passionate about teaching, but very strict. Definitely not convivial. It so happened that she had asked us to submit certain assignments, which I also did along with my classmates. I had made few mistakes and she had asked me to rectify them and get back to her. On that day, I happened to have internal, and so I decided to take up the internals first and then work on the record and go back to her, which is exactly what I did. However, I didn't know that something was going on in the background and there was a volcano waiting to erupt. The lava was boiling. I was not aware of that. One of my classmates who had just returned from the staff room told me, Sushma, ma'am is really very angry, so please be careful. She was telling, let her come, I'll teach her a nice lesson. So I knew what I was about to face. It was definitely not convivial. So I had to go for it and I did enter the staff room, and there she was, extremely angry. The moment she saw me, she put up a very serious face, and when I submitted the record, she refused to take it back. And I tried to reason with her, pleaded with her, requested her, told her that I had internals and hence couldn't come immediately. Nothing mattered to her. She was not even willing to listen. And then the record was important for me. I could not let go of it. So out of exasperation, I said, I cannot submit it just like that. I needed to think and do it. That's why I'm late. I don't know what happened. The word thing became the word of the moment for her. And there I got to see an amazing transformation which I had never seen before in my life. The person who was fuming with anger was now calm, composed, and understanding. She took my record, checked my work, and fortunately this time there were no mistakes, and her face broke into a smile. It was amazing to watch that. And later I requested her to help me with some more program since I was I had not understood it properly, and she willingly helped. She helped me for half an hour daily. She spent her precious time for a week. She was an amazing lecturer after all, and it did help me in the long run. Now, this incident stuck in my mind. I was wondering what really happened that day, and I got my answer in the form of a quote by Dr. Ralph C. Smedley, which said, understanding comes through communication, and through communication we find a way to peace. This is exactly what had happened that day. I became all the more interested in knowing more about communication, and I started exploring pathways in Toastmasters. I came to find out that communication too is stylish. Yes, communication does have a style. I was curious to find out which style was I following. I took up an assessment and I got to know that I was following something called direct communication, which required a person to be focused, goal oriented, and ambitious. It somewhat synced with my style. And then I wondered, this style worked for a certain situation, but does it always work? Not necessarily. That's when I explored more style. Sometimes we need to follow an initiative style of communication. For example, if we are in a group or something like that, and sometimes we need to follow a supportive style of communication, wherein we need to show empathy for others, and sometimes we need to follow analytical style of communication, which is based solely on logic. Now, we can mix and match all these styles. See, direct communication is my primary style of communication. For each of you, the style could differ. And is it limited to only one particular style? Not necessarily. It depends on the situation. How will we be able to decide which style is the best for which situation? Well, it comes with constant practice and thoughtfulness. This is what I understood. And before I wrap up my thoughts and my learnings as a takeaway bundle for you, I want to re-emphasize the importance of communication. Communication is so effective that it can turn tricky situations into favorable ones, just like it did for me during my engineering days. If we do not follow it properly, it can act like karma, like a boomerang, and turn things the other way also. So, decide which style is best for which situation and use it accordingly. Effective communication has immense power, and in my case, it turned out to teach a very beautiful lesson. It has immense power to turn a volcano itself into
Ice.
ice. Over to Tukma.
Thank you, DTM Sushma, for such an informative speech on communication. Before I call upon the second speaker for the day, I request the evaluator Toastmaster Sonal to read out the project guidelines.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. The purpose of the project the member will be attempting is for themselves to introduce themselves to the club and to learn the basic structure of a public speech. Madam, the timing is between 4 and 6 minutes. I wish to speak all the very best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sonal. The speaker is attempting her level 1 project 1, and since it is an icebreaker speech, I would let the speaker introduce herself, and the speech title is Kaizen Change for the Better. Kaizen Change for the Better. Let us welcome Toastmaster Jayanti with a huge round of applause.
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. A very good evening to my fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I remember being in my 4th standard and it was the final day of school. Everyone was gathered around. And it was not a huge crowd because it was the first year of my school's operation. And they decided to give out random awards and random titles to students. And funnily, I got the award for being the most silent person in the entire school. Yeah, so then I know many people who know me would completely disagree with that, but it was just that interacting with new people and talking to teachers just gave me the jitters, and all I could do was just nod my head. Whatever I was asked, if it was a yes or no question, I would nod my head. If it was a one word or one line question, I would still nod my head. So I think that's why I got that award. Early on, I didn't realize the importance of communication and how important it is to be able to communicate and express your thoughts. So after much of introspection and realizing this fact, I knew it was time to take action and work upon it. So So that's when I finally decided to join Toastmasters, and it's been an amazing journey so far. Today I'm here to break the ice and walk you through my life. So let's rewind a little 21 years ago. I was born on August 27th, 2001, and all my life I have lived in Gulbarga, which is a small city in north of Karnataka. This place holds a really special place in my heart because of all the memories and all the amazing people I have met so far. I come from a joint family of 12 people. My mom is a homemaker and my dad is a businessman. He's into cement business. And my biggest inspiration is my dada, that is my grandfather, for always supporting me and listening to my endless complaints about everyone. And I did my schooling in Gulbarga. I think we can all agree that school days are one of the best times of life, and it was same for me. As the years went on, I got more familiar with everyone teacher's school, and I would say I became a more convivial person. And I was even made the literary club captain in my 10th by the same teachers who awarded me as the most silent person in my 4th. One of the best highlights of my childhood was definitely when I took my first international trip. And that was without my parents. I was there for a abacus competition in Malaysia and I won first runner-up. And it was very memorable because due to that, I even got the opportunity to meet Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam sir. During my school years, I picked up a lot of hobbies, mainly because of my immense enthusiasm to attend every class I could probably think of. Chess class, abacus class, dance, drawing, handwriting, and I have lost count. And mainly I took part in a lot of chess and abacus competitions and won at a lot of places. For chess, I even represented Karnataka state in nationals, and recently I got the opportunity to be in the VTU University team for the South Zonals. Despite having a lot of interest, I really didn't have the answer to one main question which everyone gets asked when they are kid. That is, what do you want to become in life? For me, it was like I want to become a CID officer or something else. It was anything I saw on TV I wanted to become. So after 10th, I had two options. I had to either choose biology or electronics. The only thing I knew was I didn't want to go into medical field, so I went with electronics. And then after 12th, I had to again choose the engineering branch. I again went with the same method, the elimination method, because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew that I hated physics and I was very bad at it. So in my mind, the only branch which I felt was least close to physics was computer science. So after 12th, I moved from Gulbarga to Bangalore to pursue my higher studies. And finally I'm currently in my final year of engineering in computer science field and in BMS College of Engineering. And along the way, I started teaching chess to kids and even participated in a lot of volunteering activities for social causes. So in the end, I think everything worked out well. And I'm happy to say that tomorrow I will be starting my internship in HP. So I'm very excited for that. And lastly, I would like to say that the only thing constant in life is change, and I hope to keep changing for the better. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jayanti, for breaking your ice fantastically. It's time to move on to the second and most terrifying, the table topic session. Today's table topic master believes that habits are more important than goals. He is working as a construction technologist. He is a big fan of fantasy movies, loves reading books, and is currently reading the book named How to Avoid a Climate Disaster by Bill Gates. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Raja with a round of applause.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Before I get into the table topic section, I want to talk about the importance of quick thinking. In 2009, there was a flight that left Newark International Airport. and before that flight reached the altitude, it got hit by the birds and it was going down. The people from the control room told to take the flight back to the landing, but the pilot landed the entire flight on water and he saved everyone. And he made a quick decision, because after many simulations they understood that if he would have taken it to the landing, on the way it would have crashed. But so he made a quick thinking and landed the entire flight on water, and everybody came out and everybody was saved that day. This story is close to my heart because I was doing my masters that time, and my college was located on the banks of the Hudson River, and I was literally watching this unfold in front of my eyes. And that, when I think about quick thinking, and I also read a lot of documentaries about that afterwards, but when I think about quick thinking, that's what comes to my mind immediately. So also when we think about quick thinking, right, it doesn't have to be always a dramatic situation, right? It can also be everyday conversation. For example, your spouse comes and asks you, how do I look in this dress? Okay. So if you immediately say great, fantastic, then you are a quick thinker. If you take time, roll your eyes, and then you do a delay and then you respond to it, then you have got a problem. So whether it is a dramatic situation or everyday conversation, quick thinking is crucial. So having said that, we are going to have a convivial time now with a list of table topics. The first one, share an aha moment or moments in your life. So what is an aha moment? Aha moment is like you experience something and then you are like your mind was blown. You are like, okay, this is an aha moment. I learned something new. I experienced something new. So share an aha moment or moments in your life, and this goes to Toastmaster Jyoti.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. One such aha moment, I could also tell it as a miraculous moment. It was some 13-14 years back when I used to drive car, and that particular time we had gone to Mangalore, and my two children were sitting at the back. They were hardly in their 5 and 8 years or whatever, and my husband was beside me. He was not well, so he was dozing off. I was going at 120 speed per kilometer, and there was a truck in front of me, and I had planned to overtake it. So it was on the highway road. The moment I overtook the truck, there came a bus from the other side. It was a fraction of a second where I could not think of anything, not see anything, because at that moment 3 of us were going in the same lane for a fraction of a second, and if the truck or the bus went aside, it would trip over the footpath, because there was quite a distance from the road to the footpath, and if I made even a small turn, I would have hit the car. In that fraction of a second, we all moved, and I was back, the truck going in front, and I was back, and the bus had moved up. That was my aha moment, when even today when I think, I'm just, there is no thoughts in my mind. It was just a moment that passed by. And over to the Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jyoti. Okay, so the next one is, if you had an opportunity to direct a story, somebody is funding you, and you have an opportunity to direct a story, and you can be the hero, heroine of that particular movie. And what would be the genre of the story, and why did you choose that genre? And this goes to Raghunandana, Toastmaster.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. So the topic is if I want to direct a movie which is funded by someone, so what is the genre of it? So I would like to direct a movie which is thriller based, mixed with romance. So the story shall be unique, where the people till now has not seen the movie, like what would be expecting. So I would like to like release some trailer of some different relativity and the movie into the different one, because usually everyone who watches the trailer will expect, okay, this is the baseline of the story, okay, I know this, okay, I can predict this, but what if I change that? So changing it would be the uniqueness of my movie. And back to the tabletop.
It was definitely an interesting combination, thriller and it's a romantic thriller. I've never seen many movies like that, and kudos to you on giving that particular answer. Okay, so the next topic is, if you have one superpower from superheroes, what that would be and why? And this goes to Toastmaster Sai Priya.
A very good evening, dear Toastmasters and guests. If I would have a superpower, and that would be turning things into ice, since I'm a really I'm really a person who loves fairy tales a lot, and I would use it to save the people who are in trouble and take revenge on my enemies and make the world a beautiful place, create a dreamland for someone who thinks of or dreams of fairy tales and fairy lands and heavens. I'll make this world a heaven, a really heavenly place and a beautiful place, using my creative thinking with the help of that power. And also yeah, that's it. Thank you very much.
So my daughters are a big fan of Elsa and Anna, and I'm sure like that's one of her power is to create the ice. Okay, so the next one is, it's a scenario based. You're in your friend's birthday, and they have called you. It's a big a house, and you are invited to that place. And there are 50 members over there. Now, before they cut the cake, they tell you, the cake is in the kitchen. Please go take the cake and come. So you went to the kitchen, you took the cake and you are coming. It's a beautiful cake. But you trip and you put the cake on the floor. Now all the 50 people are looking at you. How would you handle that situation and what would you say? And this goes to Toastmaster S. Balaji.
I was setting the AC. So it was 50 people.
You drop the cake in your best friend's birthday. So 50 people are now looking at you. It's the moment to cut the cake. That time you drop the cake.
Sweet. So this I think is a fantastic and a very easy situation. That's why I always carry a bottle of Jack Daniels with me. The second the cake falls off, well, okay, don't worry, there is nothing, there is no problem whatsoever, and just place the bottle. I think including my friend and everybody in the audience will be super happy. But let's not forget my father in the audience, who thinks the son doesn't have anything beyond Complan. I'll still have to find a way to deal with him. So all I gotta do is also find a container that is meant for milk. So I can pour this in this container and give milk to everyone and not to my father, because again, my father is lactose intolerant. So it is a very easy way for me to get out of this situation. But of course, I am also sure there will be these teeny tiny kids who will still want cake. right? But there is an easier way to get them to your good books, Dairy Milk Silk, which is easily available in a store nearby. So I would just get into that store, pick up some Dairy Milk Silks and give them this. There is absolutely nothing that a Cadbury can't fix. A cake is definitely easy. But of course, the only person who would be crying in that entire room would be the baker. Because that baker has put her heart and soul, and she's just waiting for this person to cut this cake into pieces so she can post these images on her Instagram account. But not to worry. Even before I get close to cake, I make sure I take an image of that cake. I'll just WhatsApp it to her. Thank you, and back to the...
Thank you, Balaji. That's a great way to handle that situation. So my next one is a life lesson you learned hard way. And this goes to Toastmaster Veerabhadra.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Once again, will you repeat?
Life lesson you learned the hard way.
Many lessons I learned in a hard way. First of all, I was not knowing how to speak in English or communicate with others. On that day, I felt humiliated. I was studying in second year BE. I left all the subjects of engineering and started reading Dr. Radhakrishnan books and other things. Ultimately, you know what is the result? I failed. But I learned, okay, I have done this one. Many things I have learned. Soon after the graduation, wandering in the streets without any job, I got 10 rupees job per day. With a hard way, I used to work there and supported all my family members. By God's grace, there is always a saying, if you are good to yourself, you are best to others. If you are good to yourself, you are best. Always I used to do something which is useful to the society and other things. I joined one industry. From there we started our own company. In a span of 40 years, it has grown leaps and bounds, and I'm very glad to say in a hard way, I became the chairman of that company. So I had many ambitions in my life. I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to educate my children. All have been fulfilled. All have been fulfilled. Very frankly, I say, my friends complain, you are the only person who doesn't want money. They complain because when somebody offers some money for doing some job, I said, no, thank you very much. May God bless you. This is the service I am going to you and to the society. Hard way I learned, love your fellow people, fill your mind with peace, comfort, joy and happiness, count your blessings, not your troubles. You have a unique signature, you have your own way to this thing that you develop. Don't imitate others, never have a grudge on anybody. May God bless you, all of you. You have to learn hard way. Things come in easy way will not help you. Suppose you copy in the exam, it will not help you. It is not that hard way. Hard and smart way is both essential in your life. Only hard way will not help you. I feel myself a very lucky person in my own circle, in my own way, and I am very grateful to the God, and I am coming here to share my thoughts with you. Do something to the society. I have seen the world. I have seen the heart of the world. Do something, what you can do to the society. May God bless all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Veerabhadra. Okay, so the next topic is, it's again a scenario based. You are in an interview of a very, very large company. You entered the meeting room. There are 10 executives sitting over there. And it's a very big position. The position is like very close to CEO. And once you enter that, this is the question you get asked. They say, he put a pen in front of you and say, sell me this pen. Sell this pen to me. Okay? And this goes to Toastmaster Sai.
Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It is the most important thing, because it is mightier than a sword. But a lot of us don't realize the potential it holds until you're the editor of a newspaper. Sometimes it can get you from heights to the bottom and bottom to the heights. What you're doing here is asking me if I can sell this pen or not. But what you're not realizing is the fact that the power this holds. You're not asking me to sell a pen, you're asking me to sell the potential or the value it holds. The next time you ask someone to sell you this pen, ask them, do you know the value of it? Is your words enough to realize how powerful this can be? I was reading an article a few months ago in a popular newspaper. There was a man in a village who became really popular because of that small piece of article. It was about 100 or 200 words. Overnight, he became a billionaire. Not by money, but by hearts. Because he saved 100 people from dying the previous day and nobody had known. And that pen had the power to tell everybody. The next time I'm in an interview and an interviewer asks me, can you sell me this pen? I would openly ask him, can I have your signature? If not, you can buy this pen from me. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saisnegal. Okay, so the next topic is, I'm a strong believer of habits. Tell us one good habit that you have followed religiously and how it helps you. And this goes to Toastmaster Prashant.
Good evening, tabletop masters. So one habit that I've always been practicing is about my early morning fitness regime. So one thing is it has definitely helped me to be fit more than anything else in life as we face ups and downs. It the morning yoga or fitness regime it helps you to regain your confidence, clarity of thought, and it gives you a lot of confidence to go and face the world. Remain calm in whatever situation you are, and think clearly, and face the challenge in front of you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prashant. The next topic is also a scenario-based one. You are the coach of a team, and the team is losing. It's a football game. They already scored 2 goals. Your team is 0. And it was during that break, they are in the dressing room, and you need to give a speech for 2 minutes. And this goes to Toastmaster DTM A.K. Prabhakar.
Mr. Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, and my team members. 2 down, and we can go down and make 10 zeros. Is that what you want at the end of the game? Or you want at least 3 to 1 goal, or 3 goals you have to score to make win? Which one would you like to opt? The least you can do in order to save some face for the team and yourselves is at least make a draw. Let's not lose heart. Only way is not working hard is not going to really make the team win. It is about using your brain, about passing from one person to another, dribbling. Maybe you have to put above the person. The tallest person is the one that I would like to be in the front, because it is likely that we are not able to manage at the ground level. Let's pass it by head and ensure that it goes. It is not all the time that they are not good at it. They are shorter people. If you have noticed, they are short, but they are very agile. But we are lanky, but not agile enough. So the way is that use head not for the purpose of really the strategy, but pass the ball. At the ground level, it is not possible. Work on a strategy which is different. Think different if we are going to win. And if you don't win, please think that I'm going to lose the job. Over to table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster, A.K. Prabhakar sir. All right. So the next one is, in the recent times, the AI has developed a lot. So you might have already heard about ChatGPT. You ask something, it will give you the answer. It can be any topic. So development of AI it's good. But what do you think are the disadvantages of AI, artificial intelligence? And this goes to Toastmaster Varaprasad.
Table topic master, fellow Toastmasters and delegates. So you're pulling me to the hot topic. let's I think we are fascinated always. When we look at engineers, loves to go with the happy engineering. We call happy engineering in engineering what? Without looking at what turns out to be or whether you're going to sell. Especially when you are in research, it's very tough. See, any technology which comes in, it always comes with a lot of passion. Because the people want to do it. Either it's a pull or it's a push. And AI is coming with enough push. It's not getting pulled, but it's too much a push. It has advantages, tremendous advantages. And as people, if I remember, recollect, when computer came, many people told, many people go out of job and all. That threat is not there with AI, even though people talk about it. It itself can create a new base for the people. But the disadvantage, if I go and take it, it has enough potential to misuse it. How? See, it's like a kid. The AI has a machine learning, it has a mission which can be trained for anything. And it can be trained in any different ways. And it's like 10 lies. 10 times if you tell lie, the truth becomes lie. So AI can be tuned into that side. For example, if you're in medical, you start using, if you're in robotic surgery, or if your cancer cells, images of the cells are studied by AI, and it starts showing a wrong result. Guess what it can? Unless it is trained. It's like purely training a baby. If baby is trained or any kid is trained towards the goal or towards the better thing, then the AI can do fantastic jobs. If it is trained in the wrong side, it has really, really big things. So for this, just an information if I can pass on, a lot of legal bodies are really, really fighting. And if you see why it's getting a little delayed, AI coming into many fields, because it's already reached a very good, because we have a computing power, we have a lot of data, and future is basically not oil. People will fight for the data. That's the power it has. But they need a legal framework, a lot of standards to prevent such things. And it's what it's getting defined, and many countries are doing it. Back to Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Varaprasad. The last topic is, happiness is a choice. Happiness is a choice. And this goes to Toastmaster DTM Mupal.
Mr. Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. Happiness is a choice. We read it ad infinitum. You go to any personality development program, you go to anywhere, there will be big lectures given on happiness is a state of mind. You are as happy as what you think you are.
easy to say, but difficult to follow. Now, what can be done for that? At least what I do. In fact, whenever I go to any get-together in my family circles or in friends, always everybody says one thing about me. Mr. But you appear to be one person who does not have any problems at all. Now, can it be possible? It is not possible. Everyone has a problem. Why I keep smiling? Of course, I got some advantage. I always show my teeth. They think, that is actually it's not my problem. It's a birth defect, I should say. But that smile puts everybody into confidence level. They feel some comfortable with dealing with me, and they think I'm happy. And let me tell you one thing. Even I was reading a book other day by that Thai Nhat Hanh. I think you must have heard that Vietnamese Buddhist monk. He was a Nobel laureate, Nobel nominated person, one of the greatest scholars in Buddhism after Dalai Lama. He is talking about living in the moment. Your happiness ultimately lies. Everybody wants to happiness because the goal of life is not getting some things and all that. Ultimately, everybody wants to be happy. So how to be happy? Thai Nhat Hanh suggests one point which can be applicable universally. That is called thinking in the moment. You be happy at the particular point of time you are happy, and you will always remain happy, because happiness is nothing something beyond. It is something within yourself. So, and at this moment, if you are happy at this moment, these moments will multiply and everyone will continue to be happy. That is the fundamental, and I try to follow it as much as possible. So I always feel happy, contented, and satisfied in my life. Back to you, ma'am.
Thank you, DTM MU Bud. Happiness is a choice, and it is well. Thanks for providing your insight. So we are at the end of the session, and hope you all had a convivial table topics session. And over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raja. Definitely it was a convivial session. Now let us have a short networking break for 10 minutes. Welcome back, everyone. Today's general evaluator is the youngest distinguished Toastmaster through Pathways, who holds a record in the Indian Book of Records. He is a business analyst by profession and also a passionate photographer who is aiming to become an wildlife photographer one day. He is the past area director and current Division C director of Toastmasters International. Please help me welcome DTM Udanka with the thunderous round of applause.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Before I start on with my session, I request everyone to take out your phones, vote for the best speaker and best table topic speaker only. Only two options, best speaker and best table topic speaker. I'll give you 5 seconds for that. Hope it's done. Right. So I'll just quickly get started to the general evaluation. The meeting started at 6:24 p.m. That is almost a 9 minutes delay in the meeting. I know we are getting the change in the agenda because for a quite good time we were starting at 6:30 and members are getting used to that. So I request every member who have taken the rules to be here by 6:10 so that we can start the meeting on time on 6:15. First of all, we had the business session where the president gave out the dates for the club contest. That's on 20th of February. And he also made sure that the change of rule, which says level 2 is mandatory for any speaker in Pathways, is needed. He made sure that is also read out very loud. And next point was on the next rules for the next meeting. That was clearly mentioned, and whom to contact was also mentioned. Normal session started at 6:26 p.m. started by Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Sharani. You started off your introduction by having a question to the audience. That was really good job done. You made sure that everyone are towards you, because when you start off the meeting, some people are still using their phone or some people are still walking and some people will be settling down. So starting off with the questionnaire which attracts the audience interest, that's a really good start done there. And second, I like the way you link the theme to the rule of the Toastmaster of putting your phones on silent. That was really done well. Third was a good start. As I told you, it was a very good start for you set the tone high. Fourth, a point where you can improve is notes. It's a very crisp introduction what you'll be giving here. So I want you to avoid that notes because it was just 2 to 3 minutes. So you can just memorize it or rehearse it so that you don't forget it. Second, you have to introduce the president for next 22 or 23 meetings. You've already introduced for 2 weeks and it was almost same. So try innovatively introducing this president. Let it be a one-liner introduction, that does not matter, but let it be an innovative way so that everyone gets to know more about the president also, and you have an innovative way of introducing the president. That is the thing all about your speech. Now coming to the meeting setups, I really appreciate that you are here by 6, have all the things ready in place, the banners, the standees, even writing on the board, everything is on place. Very well done on that. Good job done, even the snacks were good. Thank you for that. And the next comes the man, our President Toastmaster Gaurav. Guest intro done well, MOM done well, introduction to the MC done well. Overall, very good job. Now coming to your introduction, you did it in your own style and you had the humorous intro to your speech and you gave a humorous outfit for it and it really went out good. Keep that going high. Next was our Master of Ceremonies. I'll come back to you a little later. With that, let's dive into the first session. First speaker was distinguished Toastmaster Sushma Krishnan, evaluated by Toastmaster Balaji AS. Can we please have your evaluation, Toastmaster Balaji?
Thank you so much, Sudhanka. Have you ever seen a volcano turn into ice? What a gripping way to start off your speech. She already put you all into a roller coaster of thoughts, and we all knew we're going to be seeing or watching an engaging speech. Such was the promise that our speaker, Toastmaster Sushma, started off with. Now, when I'm talking about Toastmaster Sushma, I think I will take the privilege of going a little extra cynical, only for one reason, because we all have seen how Toastmaster Sushma stands behind the lectern. 2 of her best strengths, stage presence and confidence. With something, a speaker could really create magic behind the lectern or without the lectern too. I really like the stage presence that Toastmaster Sushma has, because that really showcases the mood the speaker is in and automatically gets the entire audience to that particular mood. Now today, this speech in particular, someone so strong, I felt could have worked on certain aspects. Starting off with her energy itself. Just like the way the best dishes that are on your table are actually cooked at the kitchen, the best speeches that have to come here have to be cooked at home. And that cooking at home is where I felt some ingredients were missing, and I will again remind Toastmaster Sushma, because we see you as a fantastic speaker, right? So I felt the energy that you came in with today in particular was a little low, and I could see your thoughts wavering and a little all over the place, because you're quite seasoned. You could evade the audience and you could actually make it and stitch the entire speech together. I don't know if that is exactly how the speech was made, but as an evaluator, I did feel that you were a little over the place. And what I really would want next time is something more compact, where you actually know what you're gonna be telling next, because I felt you were constantly thinking of your next line. I liked how narrative you are with each of your speech. You always bring about a story, and you have that narration, so every story that you bring in automatically has life. And I also understand, given the introduction they gave you, I kind of understand you have been giving a lot of 1 hour, 2 hour speeches because that's how the sessions go. However, this is a 7-minute speech, and if you're investing almost 3 minutes to get to the topic, to introduce to the topic or bridge the audience to that topic, it does feel like we have invested a lot on that aspect itself. And also, the second thing, I definitely feel that every speech needs to have one clear goal, especially when it's a speech of this particular requirement. We were talking about communication styles. It was good that you gave us an insight into multiple communication styles. At the same time, what I would really like is bring about what is you, because that's what the speech really needed. The speech needed a communication style that was something that you picked up over a period of time and you used over certain people, and what was the result of it, or either a communication style that you looked at and you were totally inspired by and you could have shared the same. So here I saw information given about different communication styles, but what you experienced and bought up, somehow that didn't really come out. And one last thing that I would like to tell is, while you are someone who is oozing with loads and loads of clarity, I'd really like to see you come up with a lot more speeches with a clear direction. So here's my challenge for your next speech. I'd really like to see a tight-knit, power-packed speech with 0 ahs and ums. With that, back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Balaji. Before I get into the evaluation, I would request the evaluator, did you get your speech evaluation form way back in time? Thank you. My role as a general evaluator is to evaluate the evaluator and not the speaker. Toastmaster Balaji, I really appreciate the way you took the permission of DTM Sushma to get deep dive into the evaluation, knowing she is an experienced Toastmaster. You still took her permission, that's a really good thing. Second, you covered all the aspects you wanted to say, and you also gave us suggestion how she can improve and how we can make her speech go a next notch. That was really good, well done with that. And one suggestion I have, you gave her plenty of inputs, saying these points where you can improve. And you also gave plenty of places where you told her to improve, but you did not tell her how could she improve on that aspect. A little focus on that would also be good. If DTM Sushma might not require it, but the other speakers who are new to this club might require that inputs so they can improve on from the next speech. So that's one thing I have for you. Can we have a huge round of applause for the speaker and the evaluator? Next speak was the icebreaker, delivered by Toastmaster Jayanti, evaluated by Toastmaster Sonal. Can we have the evaluation, please?
Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and Toastmaster Jayanti in particular. Toastmaster Jayanti, firstly, I would like to congratulate you for taking that first step in this journey of Toastmasters, which I hope will be a long-lasting journey. Congratulations once again, and I thank you for giving me the privilege to evaluate this icebreaker of yours. It's a very special moment for you as well as for me. Thank you. What I liked in your speech was the fact that you started off really well. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So apt for what she just delivered today, the icebreaker. I thought you connected it really well. I like how you narrated in detail, creatively, the journey of your life. You took us on a journey of your life, from how you started how you were born in Gulbarga, and you were born on the 27th of August. I was born on the 28th of August, and I remember it very distinctly for that reason. And I like how you took it from Gulbarga. You narrated everything, where you studied, about your grandparents, about your parents, your first international trip, your hobbies, things that excite you, your accomplishments, and then to the all-important decision that you had to take, electronics or biology, and why you took electronics over biology. I think you covered everything very comprehensively. This is what an icebreaker should do, and that's what you've done, and I think you've covered it very well. I also liked how you used humor. You said whatever you watched on TV, you wanted to be that. I thought that was quite hilarious to try humor. Humor is in my opinion, the most difficult genre for a speaker. And you were quite humorous, so congratulations once again. And I also like how you concluded, like it was a power-packed, solid conclusion where you said, change is the only constant in life. And hope it gets only better for you. And I not congratulate you, I wish you all the best for tomorrow's internship with HP. And you graduated from being the most silent person to that literary achiever to now a full-fledged public speaker. I wish you well on this journey. Since it is your icebreaker, I will not be giving you any evaluation in terms of eye contact, body language, voice modulation, because at this stage we don't do that. But since you are the speaker who has a very conversational style of speaking, I am sure everybody in the audience felt like you were talking directly to them. It was very conversational, and that again is an accomplishment in itself. To just take the speech a notch higher, because my mentor told me, don't ever leave the stage without giving an area of improvement. To take it a notch higher, I would just say, this is a story of your life. Nobody knows it better than you. Why would you need to give it a cursory glance? Get into the skin of your character, it's your story. So you don't need the aid of notes. So I would challenge you to next time, whenever you're delivering a speech, get rid of the notes, improvise, because with the accomplishments that you have, I'm sure you're more than just able to do that. And with that, I wish you all the very best. And not just all the very best, I wish you have a very successful, fulfilling, and satisfying Toastmasters journey, because this is your icebreaker. I wish you all the best. Back to Mr. Chandra.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sonal. Toastmaster Sonal, did you get the evaluation guidelines very well? Thank you. So, Toastmaster Sonal, I really appreciate the way you evaluated an icebreaker speech. Yes, as you told in icebreaker, it's a very first speech of a Toastmaster journey, and we don't give much inputs to improve. So, what you made sure is your 95% of your evaluation was dedicated to bring out the good points, what was in the speech, and the good aspects where she extremely excelled or partially did it well. So these points really helped her out, and one suggestion where she can start improving from the next speech, that was really done well. So can we have a huge round of applause for the speaker and the evaluator? Before I go on with the table topic master, I would request the Tab G team to come here and give their input, starting off with the timer, Toastmaster Sharanya.
Once again, good evening everyone. Here goes the timer report for today. The meeting commenced at 6:24. The business session went on for 25 seconds. Welcome by Surgeon Terms was allotted 2 minutes and was taken 1 minute 37 seconds by Toastmaster Sharanya. Introduction of guests went on for 40 seconds. Presidential address was allotted 5 minutes and Toastmaster Gaurav has taken 3 minutes 50 seconds. Introduction of Toastmaster of the day was allotted 1 minute and has taken 30 seconds. Report on previous meeting, that was reading of minutes of meeting, went on for 2 minutes 18 seconds by Toastmaster Pavani, which was allotted 2 minutes. Then came the MC, Toastmaster Pavani. The initial part was allotted 10 minutes. She has taken 5 minutes. In total, MC has taken 6 minutes 52 seconds. Coming to the prepared speech session, the first speaker, DTM Sushma, took 6 minutes 31 seconds. The second speaker, Toastmaster Jayanti, took 4 minutes 58 seconds. Next session was the table topic session, which went on for 29 minutes in total, but was allotted 20 minutes. We had 10 speakers, out of which 2 spoke below 1 minute, 5 spoke above 1 minute, and 3 spoke about 2 minutes. The individual report has been written on the board. The networking session went on for 10 minutes. Coming to the individual evaluators, Toastmaster Balaji AS took 4 minutes 38 seconds. Toastmaster Sonal took 3 minutes 13 seconds. The individual evaluation was allotted 3 minutes. Coming to the general evaluation session, it has gone for 5 minutes so far. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharni. Just one thing I want to highlight in your introduction while you were giving here of the role. I really like the way you took the life of a boomerang and connected it with the time, saying it will never come back like a boomerang. It was very well done. That an innovative approach to introduce the role, I would say, and that's a good job done on that. Can we have a round of applause for the timer? Moving on with the next role taker, that is our counter Toastmaster Shiva.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Very good evening to my fellow Toastmasters and guests. Here goes my Accountant's report. The Sergeant at Arms, Sharanya, was flawless. The President, Gaurav, was flawless. The Toastmaster of the day, Pavani CR, has been flawless so far. The timer was flawless. The Accountant, Shiva Prasad, had 1 hour. Grammarian was flawless. The PP Evaluator has been flawless. Speaker number 1, Toastmaster Sushma, had a couple of so's in between the speech, repeated so a couple of times. Her evaluator, Toastmaster Balaji AS, has been flawless. Speaker number 2, Toastmaster Jayanti, had a few pauses in her speech and used "and" as a crutch word a few times. Her evaluator, Toastmaster Sonal, has been flawless. Coming to the table topics master, he repeated "so" many times throughout the session. First table topic speaker, Toastmaster Jyoti, had a couple of ums. Toastmaster Sai Priya had 1 and a few pauses. Coming to Toastmaster Prashant, he had a few R's and had a lot of crutch words like "so" and throughout the response. Other than that, everybody else has been flawless. Back to you,
Thank you for that report, Toastmaster Shiva. I really like the way you self-evaluated your speech and gave out the report. Thank you for that. Moving on with the next role taker, that is Parliamentary Procedure Evaluator, Toastmaster Vijay.
Thank you, Ji. Good evening, Toastmasters. Welcome guests. Meeting went on well. That sounds good. But there is one thing which I need to address to the audience is religion is prohibited. Santa Claus was mentioned in one of the speakers here. That could have been avoided. Otherwise, sex and politics were not mentioned. That's a wonderful thing. Entry and exit were maintained well. There was not much crosstalks also. The meeting went on well. Thank you, and back to you, G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay. Adding on to your evaluation, there was one phone ring which happened while there was a speaker speaking behind the lectern. Adding on to that. With that, let's move on to the last role taker, that is the Grammarian by Toastmaster Lakshmi.
Thank you, Ji. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome, dear guests. There were a number of good usages today. I'll just share a few of them. Life is like a boomerang, but not time. Clarity of thought, a volcano waiting to erupt. Word of the moment, understanding comes through communication. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Gave me the jitters, immense enthusiasm. Everything worked out well. Everyday conversation. A moment that passed. Create a dreamland. If you're good to yourself, then you're best to others. Count your blessings. So I congratulate all of you on these good usages. The word of the day was used by Toastmaster Pavani once, by Toastmaster DTM Sushma twice, by Toastmaster Raja twice. Did I miss anybody? Okay. The not so good usages, there were a few, I'll just go through them. When things come in an easy way, could have been when things come easily. Let go of it, could be let it go. Which style was I? Could have been which was my style. Much of introspection could be much of introspection could be much introspection. One of the best highlights could be one of the highlights. I again could be again I. 10 times if you tell lies could be 10 times if you lie, and that's all, and everybody else was great. So the capacity to learn is a gift, the ability to learn is a skill, the willingness to learn is a choice. So let's make the choice and let's continue using good grammar.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lakshmi. I would really take this opportunity to highlight this. Whenever Toastmaster Lakshmi comes behind the lectern, she brings a charm to the role, whatever she's taking in. If you have observed, she started off with the introduction of the grammarian role with an example how not to use a grammar, and she ended up saying how we should help or use more grammar to make our vocabulary more easy for people to understand in a better way. That's a really good job done. Can we have a huge round of applause for all the 4 road takers? With that, I move on to the table topic master, Toastmaster Raja. Your intro was really good. You had a superb introduction for the session what you were conducting. You had a good choice of topics and few of them you picked a right person to deliver it. For example, we had DTM AK Prabhakar giving on how on a speed for football pitch, and even we had Toastmaster Veerabhadrappa talking about life. So it was really good. You picked few people on a few specific topics where they can really help you members out, and there were speeches where it lacked less than a minute. So for those members, I would just say at this starting, just give an easier topic if you know who they are, or just pick a topic which is easier for them to speak than a situation type or a complex topic which really gives them a little heads up there. And that was one thing. Second thing, your introduction was really good, but the time you took for that introduction with all the examples was a little longer than what it had to be. So there you can a little cut shorter, it would be really good. And third, you almost, I was like, okay, today's table topic session went on really smooth, but you called on an evaluator who was already speaking further, and we had few guests who did not get an opportunity to speak. So instead of that, if you could have helped the guest, one of the guests take up the speech table topics, would be really nice. So you followed this method. First the non-role takers took, and then the minor role takers took this opportunity to give out the table topics. If these things it could be improved, it would be a really good session, but it does not take away from the well-conducted session what you delivered today. Can we have a huge round of applause for this? With that, I've come to the final role taker, that is the master of ceremony, Toastmaster Pavani. I really like the way you started your homework 3 days in advance, asking the introduction to the role takers. I got a message from you saying I want the introduction. Very well done. Your story you narrated, it was really good. The word usage what you had in that story was really good, and the story which you linked to the life of Boomerang, the story which you had to deliver was really apt for that. The way you wanted it, the way it came out, the way it turned out to be, it was really apt to give an example for that theme, life of a Boomerang. Suggestions for you was, you told a story which you experienced a couple of days back, and you could avoid a notes for that. One suggestion there. For introductions, I know there are many role takers and there are many different kind of introduction. For introductions, that's acceptable. For the introduction of the theme, it was a little there. Second, you introduced the Mekon started in the year 1999, but it was started in 1998. It is clearly written on 2 banners behind me. So one thing, it's not only for Toastmaster Pavani, whoever is using it, it is not in 1999, it is in the year 1998. And these were the inputs I had. Few more points where you really excelled at is the time what you took. Your introduction for this entire theme was crisp and made understandable to the audience, and you started off with the sessions, which was really good. Second, the link to the history, how the way you told we wanted to take the good parts, and that's how Dr. Ralsei Smedley started off. It came out really well. As a master of ceremony, your job is to net all the 3 sessions together to make it a beautiful piece, and you did it really well. Good job on that. Can you have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Pavani? With that, I've covered all the role takers. I have few suggestions in general for the meeting which is happening. First, we had a practice of passing on the gavel from the presidents to the MCs, and that we started practicing in the previous term, but lately we missed it out for a couple of meetings. I request we could start implementing that. One. Second, the evaluation printouts. Previously, we had all the speakers bringing out the evaluation form, giving it out to the evaluators so that they write down the evaluation and give it back to them so that they have an effective feedback. Yes, I know Toastmaster Sai Snehal has taken his time to record this, but on a written proof is what all it wants. And sometimes I've observed if an evaluator gives evaluation, they take their sweet time to give this soft copy of or the on the mail. It's just taking a lot of time if you want to input. So I suggest all the speakers who are taking up from the next role to bring their evaluation sheet printout so that we can give it to the evaluators and have the evaluation written. And the third, usage of Toastmasters and DTMs. I know many members are new to this club and they're missing it out who don't know who the DTMs of the club are. For freshers, it's okay. For few people who are experienced are still using it as a Toastmaster, whereas there are distinguished Toastmasters, and have seen many people using it as Toastmaster DTM AK Prabhakara. It's not Toastmaster Distinguished Toastmaster AK Prabhakara. It's either Toastmaster or Distinguished Toastmaster. So if the EC can make sure these 3 points are implemented in the upcoming meetings, it would really be done well. With that note, I hand over the charge back to the Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, DTM Udanka. It was a really great meeting. With this, I hand over the charge back to Toastmaster Gaurav.
Okay, before she gives the results, thanks to all the role takers for taking up all the roles today, and please ensure you come a bit early so that we can start the meeting early. Coming to the results for today. The best tab G, that is timer, R counter, parliamentary procedure and grammarian, it goes to the grammarian Toastmaster Lakshmi. Coming to the best role taker MTG, it goes to table topic master Toastmaster Raya. Coming to the best table topic speaker, it goes to the one who sold the pen, Toastmaster Sai. The best evaluator for today, it goes to Toastmaster Balaji AS. Okay, coming to the best prepared speech, it's almost so close, it's just 4% difference. It goes to the debutant speaker, Toastmaster. Once again, before I close the meeting, I request everyone to please give your names to Toastmaster Sanjana if you want to participate in the contest. Thank you everyone for coming, and I request everyone to stand up for